What you're looking at is the Church of St. John the Divine in New York City. This church holds many mysteries, and there's lots of strange things that have happened both inside and outside of the church. There is something quite unusual with this church in that every year it has a massive Halloween celebration. How many churches do you know actually celebrate Halloween? And once you actually see footage of this festival, it's clear that this is demonic in nature. In this church, every Halloween, they're openly celebrating witchcraft, Satanism, and Satan himself. So, of course, it seems very strange that a Christian church would hold such an event every year on the most satanic holiday of all holidays. Even stranger still, within this church, they celebrate the solstices. And it's clear from both the New Testament and surviving accounts of Romans and Christians that pagan Rome was not a good place to be a Christian prior to Constantine the Great's conversion. Christians were routinely rounded up, arrested, tortured, and then murdered in a variety of creatively grisly fashions. Rome really knew how to turn pain, fear, and death into a spectacle that simultaneously entertained a bloodthirsty crowd, but also caused them to cow down into submission. As such, Christians had to be careful how and when they worshipped. For much of its early life, the Christian religion essentially existed underground. As the Romans were worshiping their pagan gods, Christians had no intention of not celebrating Christ's birth, death, and resurrection. The average Christian living in what was essentially hostile territory, however, recognized the need for discretion. So they chose to have Christian celebrations around the same time as pagan holidays. No one would question another family who was feasting or making merry around the winter solstice. Most of Rome was doing the same. As such, Christians who were celebrating Christmas instead of Saturnalia, or the birthday of the unconquerable sun, went unnoticed by Roman authorities or neighbors with a grudge. Even back then, they had a see something, say something scenario in place. Both pagans of old and neo-pagans tend to recognize that these solstices are actually about an exchange of power between gods, or the shifting of the god and goddess into a new form. Nature itself is worshipped. So these practices obviously are off limits to followers of Christ. Christians should not celebrate the solstice in the traditional pagan sense. Of course, there's nothing wrong with recognizing the significance of the date. The Church of St. John the Divine was also built by Freemasons. So we can go down this article here. It's giving 7 locations in New York City concerning Masonic history. And go down here to number 5, Cathedral of St. John the Divine. Even right here it says the New York City Masons contributed to the fundraising for the great cathedral, and a rendering of this church appeared on the cover of Masonic World in 1925. So there's lots of creepy connections to this church.